Welcome to the 6th episode of the First Gen Sisters PourCast. This is Nikki,
Noelle, Dee Dee,
Maria.
Today we're diving into our adventures to a Northeast bar called All Saints. It was a former mortuary, which was creepy, but it was fun, and there are only good spirits. We'll also be talking about meaningful Que Sera moments and a little bit more about our happy hour adventures.
This is the First Gen Sisters PourCast, where the wine flows and the tea spills.
Cheers! Cheers!
Hi, this is Dee. I'm just going to share a quick synopsis of our Que Sera moments. They started from my mom's journey with dementia, and we'd visit her and we would sing Que Sera, Sera. She knew every word to that song. And it inspired our Que Sera bracelets, beaded bracelets with a cross, symbols of healing and reconnection to her and to the world. We really just always have our bracelets on. They turn usually into conversation starters. We see somebody who might look sad, or we're having a great discussion with someone about something, and everyone's got something. So they're just our little message. We take them off and we put them on people that want to accept them, and we just say, life is messy, but God's got you. We have a lot of Que Sera stories, becoming friends with strangers, and friends alike love to share our Que Sera bracelets.
Part 1 of our PourCast is honoring our Que Sera moments, and Maria's going to tell you a little story about her Que Sera moment.
I was getting some dental work done, and it was many visits to the dentist, and I was chatting with my dentist and the hygienist, and she was asking about what I do for fun, and I said, oh, my sisters and I have a podcast, and she's very interested in that, and we laughed about that, and then I had to come back for 2 follow-up visits, and on my very last visit, I said to my dentist, hey, I know being a dentist is not the easiest job in the world, and so I'd like to give you this bracelet. I gave her the line, life's messy, but God's got you, and she just thought that was just so,
I'm
she
sure
just
she
loved
doesn't
that.
get a lot of thank you
No,
cards and
you
things
know,
like that.
no.
Dentists usually don't.
Dentists can't even talk to
People
you
are just so happy to be done.
they've got their hands in your mouth, so you can't carry on a conversation. And then I went over to the assistant, and I also gave her a bracelet. And at my very last appointment, I got a gift bag from them, and it said, thanks for entrusting us with your smile. It's always a pleasure working with you. Also, thanks for introducing us to your podcast and bracelet. Bracelet meaning, love this message from the dental team. And I thought that was just so nice. You just, sometimes you give one away and you're not quite sure what their takeaway is when you leave, but apparently I made a little,
That was quite the gift basket they gave you.
oh yeah, they gave me a gift basket with a water pick and a bottle of Bouvet Clicquot champagne.
Let's just say you have some nice, you have
Yeah,
to wipe the smile
It was
now.
a journey with your dental work.
Yes.
She couldn't eat anything, and
Oh yeah, yum, yum.
I got some good choppers now, let me tell you.
And
Nice pair of choppers.
we told her they couldn't look like chiclets.
No, that was the whole discussion with my dentist. I said my sisters said that I could not have my teeth look like little chiclets. And that's
We're
what
like,
she
oh,
said.
I
Your
they can't be
sisters.
too white like Ross.
No, they're not glowing. No, she actually thought they were too white. I'm like, no, they're just fine.
No, they look great.
And now we're going to talk about our happy hour discovery at All Saints. So originally we were going to go to this bar across the street called Wild Child, and I looked on the website. It looked really cute, a living room vibe with comfy chairs and stuff, but they didn't open till 5, so we got there like at 5 to 5 and parked at the Certix parking lot because it's just hard to park down there. And we're trying to walk across the street, and
We're all like, we didn't walk at the crosswalk, so now we walk across the street and we're
Like weaving
Yeah.
traffic.
there's
It
just
was
lots of
nonsense.
snow everywhere.
and there was snow everywhere, so now we have to hike through this snowbank.
You 3 did. I kept moving forward.
And so Nikki got over and she's grabbing my hand, she's trying to pull me up, and this big semi truck starts honking at us.
Well, they're
and
just
laughing.
staring, watching
And
us.
waving, they were laughing at us.
I know. We're like, oh my god, just let us get through this snowbank first.
Yeah, we get there. We're trying to open the door, and it's not
It
opening.
was like 5:05. And
Really, it should be open and
and
there's
it's
nobody in there.
black in there.
They also have a website that doesn't have a local number, which is very
Yeah, we
strange.
couldn't call them, but it didn't
Total
say
sketch.
that it was closed or anything. So we
So
thought,
if anybody knows what the deal is with Wild Chow,
Yeah.
we'd like to know because we couldn't even get in.
So
So
we'd like to try it at some point.
so we walked across the street and we're like, okay, what's the name of the little bar at Certis?
Sidebar.
So we went into the sidebar and
you go
They had a
through the
nice-
cheese room. It's really cute.
yeah, and they had that nice booth and we're thinking, oh, score. And she's like, do you have a reservation? We're like,
No, but we
It's
have
5
so we didn't stay there and we
But she was interested in our podcast. She's like, wait, call me in 5 minutes. We're like, no, but if you have ever gone there,
No,
it
they're
is
good.
cute. You just have to make a reservation.
Yeah.
And we'll,
who knew?
we'll
FYI.
definitely go back.
Who knew?
Well, if
Yeah.
you go to Certic Sidebar, make sure you make a resi, and like they have some really cute booths and stuff.
Yeah.
Good drinks and good food. It's just a little bit on the more expensive side.
Yeah, and they were busy.
So we were gonna maybe walk down to Nice, but,
But
it was way
way
too
too cold.
far and it was really cold. So we saw All Saints, and I had been there in the summer and sat in their outdoor patio, and it was really cool. So we went there and very pleasantly surprised. Sat at
Okay.
the bar and just had a lovely experience with
We chatted with Elaine and
mixologist.
The
and
owners, and it was really
Scott,
good.
the owner, and indeed you had a little moment with one of the servers.
And they definitely are like higher end mixologists. It's you go there to have a specialty cocktail, and we really enjoyed sitting at the bar.
We all had fancy drinks. I had some kind of punch, and it had like cream cheese. It was weird, but it was so good, and it had marinated cherries they tasted like bourbon. They were so good.
And I was just finishing up dry January, so it was the 31st.
Thank God.
I
No,
actually
it's
ended up
over.
having something with mezcal called Montezuma, and it was really
But
good.
it didn't give you Montezuma.
It absolutely did not.
And I had the All Saints Old Fashioned, which I think it had 3 different kinds of liquor in it.
Yeah,
But
like-
I'm
It
a
was a
sipper.
sipper.
I'm a slow sipper, so it was fine.
And I had it was a rum drink. I can't remember what the name of it was, but it had like limoncello, something with mango and passion fruit. So it was on the sweet side, but it was delicious.
And then we had the shrimp appetizers. They gave us each a skewer, and then we
Super
had-
spicy. It was good.
Yeah,
The sauce,
it's really
the green
good.
sauce was
And
really
then their French fries were amazing.
Gluten free.
good. Gluten-free.
Yeah.
They have
Yeah.
a dedicated fryer.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go through our rating system. So this is Diddy giving the PourScore rating system. So now for the PourScore rating system. Each category is worth 2 points, and the bar needs 8 points to earn a sister stamp. Our first category is barstool breakdown. How is it interior design and how is it seating?
Well, you're the chair expert, so
Yeah.
how was that bar stool breakdown?
They were really nice. They were a high chairs leather stool with a mid back. So those were good. The seating was
We all
great.
need backs.
And we love sitting at the bar periodically instead of getting a table. And it's a very busy place with reservations. And so we walked in right at 5 when they opened, and they already had people sitting at tables. And it was perfect. We sat right up at the bar and sat and talked to.
They were very inviting.
Yes,
We
and
chatted with
Elaine
and
Scott, the owner, and they were just amazing mixologists
Yeah, they
and
were telling
super
us
friendly.
all their stories about how they opened the bar and how creepy they had some staircase that led to nowhere.
It was a mortuary.
Yeah.
So their basement is. She's like the
Yeah.
basement is
You don't want to
definitely.
know. Don't go in the basement. Say that in a scary movie.
Yeah. Scott, there was like a stairway to nowhere. It's totally creepy, and they hear noises and things. And Noelle was into it because she's all about the spirits.
Well, I like I think paranormal activity is really interesting.
But he also did say they were all good
Yeah,
spirits.
he did. He said they were all good.
Yeah.
All right, so category 2, the scene and sip. I guess we already talked about the sip. They were mixology to the 10th degree. It was amazing.
Yeah, and the service was just outstanding. From the food servers that came over and gave us our stuff, it was hot right away. Elaine and Scott were amazing. They were very attentive. Our drinks came right away. We were watching her make them, so it was like a show.
I don't know that they had a happy hour, and a lot of bars
happy
don't
hour.
on a
They opened
Saturday.
at 5, so.
And I did take a picture of
Yeah.
the menus
I'll
and
post
stuff.
the menu with their specialty cocktails, and but again, we're going to talk about it later. But it was a good value too for what we
Yeah.
got.
Yeah. And so I think it was a local hangout, and it also was just people celebrating. It was a really fancy upscale place, and it just was so cozy.
In the middle, I got my text from the sidebar saying they had a table for us. And
We're like, no, we're gonna stay here.
we're cozy,
We'll
we
pass.
like it here.
So the next category, sports scene. No sports scene.
No TVs.
Just none at all.
No.
That's okay.
Yep. And
It's
then
not that kind of place.
the girls' room.
It was fine. It's in the hallway that shares it with the other. There's like a. Oh, it was funny. There's like a tea shop on that block, and there's other. They share the hallway bathroom with other businesses, which it was totally fine and clean and everything. But we were walking by the tea spot after, and they were down on like little pads on the ground.
These cross.
Yeah, they're sitting crisscross applesauce.
We're like,
dinner.
oh
no.
hell no, we
Yeah.
have a break in 2 seconds.
We will not be sitting at the tea spot.
No.
In our,
Too old.
No.
Yeah.
Even though the tea spills.
We would spill it for sure.
Yeah.
So the tab recap, I think it was really reasonable, even though there wasn't a happy hour. It was just,
Yeah.
I think it was under $40
With tip.
each with tip, and me and Nikki each had 2 drinks.
So they got more of a bonus than we did. But
No, I'll have
I'm a
more at
sipper.
the house party later.
That's
but
yeah.
That's another
Yeah.
story for another time. So let's score it up. Nikki, what did you think?
I'll give it like an 8.5.
Okay, Maria
I'll give it an 8.
and Noah.
I'm gonna give it a 9. I loved it. I thought it was great.
And this is Dee Dee. I'm going to give it a 9 too. So this definitely gets the sister stamp.
Yeah, I
Stamp
definitely
it.
want to go back, and I would encourage anybody who's looking for kind of a high-end happy hour and
Come back in the summer too.
Yeah,
the outdoor
and the
patio.
outdoor patio is just gorgeous. They have it all lit up.
And they're in
Yeah.
restaurant week, the end of
That's
February.
true.
Oh, and
so-
they have a Valentine's Day special too. They have a fancy dinner. I can't remember what
Several
she said.
courses.
It's like, yeah, it's like $140.
Yeah, like a
or
price
something.
mix?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
check it out.
They have a couple specials in the month of February, so definitely go to their website and check it out.
So then when we were leaving, Dee, you gave your bracelet
Oh
to
yeah,
the
so this
waitress.
waitress came up to me and we were putting on our jackets on, getting ready to go, and she wasn't even one who served us, and she's just like, "Where are you guys going next?" So obviously she knew we were doing our PourCast, and
We
I
had
said
our shirts on.
We had our t-shirts
Wear our
on.
shirts
We
all
did.
the time.
And so I said, "Oh, you don't know yet." And I said, "Do you know about our PourCast?" And she said, "Just a little bit." So I took a bracelet off and I gave it to her, and I said, "Life is messy, but God's got you." And she just got all teary-eyed, and she said, "Oh, thank you so much."
Where did she tell us to go next?
Stargazers.
Stargazers.
Oh, we'll have to go
So
there.
she gave us
Yeah.
a good recommendation, so we're looking that one up for maybe next
Also
week.
specialty cocktails, she said there.
It was a really good experience.
And
at
didn't you give a
All
bracelet
Saints.
too? To
Yeah,
that,
to Elaine.
Elaine. Yeah.
Oh, and then Elaine. She didn't do the Elaine dance, but
She was amazing.
She mixed up those cocktails pretty good.
She was awesome.
It was like a show watching her because we watched her make everybody else's cocktails.
What's
for her.
that? I want that.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, oh, that looks tasty.
Is
What
that
is
good?
that?
Very talented, her and Scott.
Yeah, because she didn't make it seem like a big production, but she did some really fancy drinks.
It was fun to
Yeah.
watch. Part 3 of the PourCast is we tell some funny stories about our big crazy family, and because this is All Good Spirits is the name of this PourCast, Noelle has some paranormal story about her house in Wayzata.
My husband and I got married pretty young, and we had 2 little girls pretty young, and we were moving into this house that needed a lot of construction work, and so I was pregnant actually when we first moved in there, and then we had the walls all dismantled, taken apart. We found there was an addition put onto this house that was not done very well. There wasn't even a bathroom put upstairs, so we had a lot to do. So we basically gutted the walls in the house, and we found a lot of newspaper clippings, and like I found this really cool postcard which was from Christmas in 1910, and it was to Daisy Walker, and that's all it said, and it said Wayzata MN. That's how it got to her. So obviously one of the first homesteads in that area, and I just said, this is super cool. And then so fast forward a little bit, we actually were living with Maria and her husband at the time with our almost 2-year-old. And we finally got to move in, get settled in. And I was pregnant with my second daughter. And we had some incidences, like it was New Year's Eve, we were home, we were just watching TV.
Daisy woke up.
And someone woke up
You said
because
the name Daisy.
we had banging in our basement, like loud. Like it sounded like metal. Like someone
With a
had
hammer or something.
Yeah, someone
your
had a
scary
wrench.
basement.
And so my husband, the way he is, he ran down there with a bat to see what he could fight. There was nothing down there. But every time he would come back upstairs and we turn the TV back up, it would start again. And it went on and on that
All
one
night?
Yeah, it went on for hours. And then I actually was doing daycare for Maria's oldest daughter, who was the same age as my second one. Fast forward about a year, and those babies would be looking up at that ceiling and following the same little, whatever they were looking at, their eyes were all going in the same direction.
So weird.
So there was things that the kids were seeing, you know, how kids and pet, I didn't have a pet at the time, but
They're usually more clairvoyant when they're little, and
Right.
they're
Yeah, they
open
see
to
things.
spirit.
I definitely had stories of where once I had to call, I came home and my little 2-year-old was taking her shoes off, and
Did she say fucking thing?
we're using some language here because she had just been babysat by either Dee Dee or Nikki, and so she was learning some language, and she was trying to get her shoe off, and I thought, what the heck? How did she make it upstairs so fast? She was right next to me, and there was someone definitely running around upstairs, and so
Scary.
I got out of there, and this was before cell phones. We went down to the Hollywood gas station, called the Wayzata police, made them go through my whole house looking for somebody who was upstairs. There was nothing. And then my sister is babysitting, also had some incidences.
Yeah, so I was babysitting one night and everything was fine, and Noelle kid came home, the kids were already in bed, and I was sleeping on the couch, and not sleeping, I was trying to fall asleep on the couch, and all of a sudden I heard someone with like heavy-soled shoes just marching back and forth in the kitchen, which was on the other side of the wall where I was laying. I mustered up all the courage I could possibly get to get up off that couch. I finally did, and I whipped around, ran up the stairs, and jumped into bed with Noelle and Kip. And thankfully nothing was going on, but I was like, there is somebody downstairs. So then, of course, Kip had to get up, and nothing,
No.
yeah, nothing there, but I swear I heard it.
Me and Maria both had some experiences where we were downstairs and the water went on in the bathroom. It was always the bathroom.
Yeah, but
The original bathroom.
yeah, first the bathroom downstairs. We'd hear running water, but there was the taps were not
I
on.
think that's
Yeah.
also where maybe the original kitchen was too.
You could be right.
Because the plumbing got moved with the addition.
But that's creepy. It wasn't just like noises. It was like
Water running.
the water running. Like
Yeah.
somebody turned
In
the
the
water on.
pipes.
Daisy was doing dishes.
And Nikki had an incident where somebody was walking around our kitchen again, we had to put a lot of tile, and scared the crap out of you too.
Oh yeah, I'm sure I jumped into bed with her. It was like over bacon.
There's a lot of
That was
that.
scary.
There's a lot of that. But at the end of the day, when we even sold the house, we still had good memories living there. We sold it to flip it and move on to something else to fix up, but
It was in a movie though. Your house.
And so fast forward a few years later, Dee Dee used to live in Arizona, and so me and my kids and my husband would always go out to visit them almost every spring. We had to get out of the winter. And we're sitting there watching this movie
With Kirstie Alley.
Kirsten
Kirsten Dunst.
No, I don't think Kirsten Dunst was in that one.
No?
So
What's
it
it
was
called?
Drop Dead Gorgeous. And we're like, that's our house. That's our ghost house. So if you
Because
ever
it was filmed in Minnesota.
yeah, so if they didn't use the interior, we could tell it was a different house for the interior scenes. Must have been a studio or something. But the exterior scenes was our house.
In your driveway.
In
Right
our
in your
house.
garage.
Yeah,
was
that's so
was
funny.
hilarious. And then
I know, I think we rewound that 5 times.
Yeah,
I think that is
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
your
and now
house.
that house is still sitting there. We sold it to a couple that's mother. There was a grandma at the time. She's recently passed, but it's also interesting that it's all surrounded by all these very high-end
Mega
mansion-like
mansions.
houses. And I actually even have a friend living who her and her husband built a house on that street as well. And so it looks completely different, except for that house is still sitting there.
Still
We're
with
still
Homestead.
haunted.
Daisy's still hanging out.
We gotta go visit Daisy at that cemetery.
We have to go see. There is a cemetery on that street. I do want to see if their family has plots there.
What's the Walker family?
Right,
That
right.
actually the Walker Art Center.
So we'll have to be like, hey girl, hey.
Daisy.
Daisy, what's up? right, so we definitely had a spirit-filled evening that night. So from our Que Sera moment to our 4 score, they got the sister stamp, and then our family story, it all tied together. We didn't have any dreams. I think the spirits were all happy.
They were all
spirits.
good.
No, but after we went to All Saints, we had a little family girls' night out at my daughter's house, and Maria drove
Over
from
the
the
speed
bar.
bumps.
Yeah.
Way too fast over the
And if you know Northeast, right
by the quarry.
by the quarry, there's like a million speed bumps, and it was like
But me and the we're like, it's like a roller coaster.
the first one hit us like
Yeah, I
we
almost
didn't,
hit
we
my
weren't
head on the
expecting
ceiling.
it.
Our appetizers,
Oh,
everything
shit,
in the
the
back
back
went
went
flying.
flying.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, here comes another
Okay,
one.
I slowed it down.
I should
after
know
that.
because I drive there.
You
all the
said
time,
speed bump right as I was going over the speed bump.
But we had a great night with the girls, with our daughters and our nieces, and we played a lot of games and just shared a lot of stories. We just do nothing but laugh and talk over each other. It's
I know,
hilarious.
we
So
played
loud.
games and it was just insane. And my daughter's boyfriend came home and the volume of our voices was, the decimals were insane.
I know.
Yeah, they were.
We're a lot.
And their neighbors never said anything too. She's in a duplex.
Oh, that's right.
No,
I
yeah,
didn't think of that.
Yeah, did not even hit a pound on the walls.
All right.
All right. Till next time, follow us on YouTube, iTunes, iHeart, Amazon, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
And visit our website store to purchase your own Que Sera bracelets at www.queserabracelets.com, and you can also go to firstgensisterspourcast.com and you can find our recordings there, and you can also order bracelets directly from our website. So
And I miss something that we always say. Remember, life's messiness often leads to the most touching moments. Whether you're wearing a Que Sera bracelet with a stranger, exploring a new happy hour spot, or just laughing over weird family stories, let's stay connected and keep smiling.
this is the First Gen Sisters Podcast, where the wine flows and the tea spills.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Signing off from somewhere in the West Metro.
This is Nikki.
Maria.
Noel.
Oh, and also, I could throw this in here. This episode was brought to you by Palm Bay International. We are drinking some Pinot Noir, Portillo, and then my husband just brought in another bottle. I think
second bottle. Maybe some more of that vino.
rare Pinot Noir, and brought us in some pizzas.
Cheers.
Noir.
So cheers.
Oh my God,
Till next time.
till next time.
Till next time.
We won't go there. See ya.